Welcome to Beauty in Stories. This is a place where short, meaningful tales help us explore deep life lessons and the beauty of emotions. Each story is a journey for us to listen, reflect, and rediscover values that can often be overlooked in the busyness of life. Join us as we uncover inspiration, joy, and connection through these stories every day. And now, let's dive into today's story, The Value of the Stone. In an ancient temple deep in the forest, where the atmosphere is serene and sacred, lived an old master named Master Li with his disciples. Among them, the most prominent was Michael, a young man who was intelligent yet still struggling to find the meaning and value of life. Every day, Michael followed the master to learn and cultivate his knowledge. But he always felt that life was vague and lacked clear guidance. One day, unable to contain his curiosity, Michael sought out Master Li to ask, "Master, what is the value of life? I don't know how I should live or what I should do to make my life meaningful." Master Li looked at Michael fondly. After a moment of silence, he pulled out a small, rough stone with many cracks from his robe and handed it to Michael. "Michael, take this stone to the market. Don't actually sell it. Just observe how much people are willing to pay for it. Pay close attention and don't rush." Michael followed the master's instructions and took the stone to the nearby village market. Under the afternoon sun, the market was bustling and lively. Michael placed the stone on an old basket and sat waiting. At that moment, a vegetable seller named Mrs. May happened to walk by. She was surprised to see the young man sitting there trying to sell an ordinary-looking stone and asked, "Hey, why are you trying to sell this rough stone? If you need money, I'll give you 1 coin for it. How about that?" Michael thought to himself, only 1 coin? This stone must be worthless. But remembering the master's words, he declined to sell it, thanked Mrs. May, and returned to the temple to share his experience with Master Li. The master nodded and smiled, as if he had anticipated the outcome. "Well done, Michael. Tomorrow, take this stone to the gold shop in town and see what it's worth. No matter how much the shopkeeper offers, you must not sell it." The next morning, Michael went to the gold shop owned by Mr. Sterling, a man known for his keen eye and rich experience in evaluating gold and silver. Mr. Sterling examined the stone, and suddenly his eyes lit up. "Young man, this is not an ordinary stone. Is there something special about it? I'm willing to pay you 500 coins if you agree to sell." Michael was astonished, recalling that Mrs. May had only offered him 1 coin the day before, while the gold shop owner was now offering 500 coins. However, he still declined and hurried back to the temple. When he saw the master, he could hardly catch his breath as he excitedly recounted, "Master, I can hardly believe it. Mr. Sterling is willing to pay 500 coins for the stone that Mrs. May offered only 1 coin. What exactly is this stone?" Master Li smiled gently and spoke in a deep voice. "Tomorrow, Michael, take the stone to the antique shop in the city. But remember, no matter how much they offer, you must not sell it." Michael followed the master's instructions again, this time traveling further to an antique shop owned by a man named Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas was well known for his keen insight in the antique world, always searching for rare and valuable items. When Michael brought the stone to him, Mr. Lucas scrutinized it for a long time. After a while, he looked up and said, "Young man, you have no idea how valuable this stone is. This is a rare ancient gem worth my entire fortune. I am willing to give all my wealth in exchange for it." Michael was taken aback by Mr. Lucas's offer. He had gone from one surprise to another, never expecting that an ordinary stone could hold such great value. He hurriedly declined and returned to the temple, filled with curiosity and confusion. When he met the master again, Michael asked with a thirst for understanding, "Master, what exactly is this stone that someone would be willing to trade their entire fortune for?" Master Li gently patted Michael on the shoulder and led him to sit under the shade of an ancient tree. He spoke slowly, his voice warm and deep. "Michael, this stone is indeed a precious ancient gem, worth a fortune. But you see, at the market, it was treated as an ordinary stone. No one understood its true value, and they offered only 1 coin. Meanwhile, the gold shop owner recognized part of its worth and offered 500 coins. As for Mr. Lucas, the one who understands it best, he is willing to give his entire fortune to possess it. Life is the same way. The true value of a person or anything else does not change. The only thing that makes a difference is how each person perceives it." He looked deeply into Michael's eyes and added, "Some people see life as worthless, viewing it as something trivial, just like how Mrs. May saw the stone. But others, like Mr. Lucas, can see the precious things hidden within it, understanding that life is worth an entire fortune. This depends on the understanding and perspective of each individual. Only when you truly comprehend and cherish the value of life can you realize how precious it is." Master Li paused for a moment and then continued slowly. Each person has a different way of valuing success or happiness. Only you can decide how to live your life and make it valuable in your own way. Don't let others define the value of your life, create that value yourself. Michael sat in silence, a deep understanding swelling within him. He looked at the stone in his hand. And now it was no longer just an ordinary stone. It had become a valuable lesson that Master Li had bestowed upon him, a symbol of understanding and perspective on life. From that day on, Michael gradually learned to cherish every moment of life and create his own value. He understood that everyone has a different journey, and what's important is to know his own worth and live true to it. Thank you for joining Beauty in Stories for today's tale. I hope these moments brought you some meaningful insights and inspiration. If you enjoyed the content, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you won't miss any upcoming stories. See you in the next one.
Goodbye!